You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Internet fumes at Karoline Leavitt's Iran lie, Trump's bombing based on his feelings. By Nicole Charky-Chami. The internet erupted Tuesday after White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt snapped at CBS correspondent Nancy Cordes and insisted President Donald Trump wasn't making anything up when it came to the ongoing war with Iran. Cordes had asked Leavitt to clarify Trump's decision to launch military strikes with Israel on Iran. There are no U.S. leaders or Israeli leaders who are making those same claims, so is he making this up to justify his decision to go to war? Cordes said. Leavitt wasn't happy with the reporter's question. The president is not making anything up, Leavitt fired back. Iran wanted to attack the U.S. and the president was not going to allow that to happen, and everyone in this room should be grateful for it. Social media users responded to Leavitt's claims. Leavitt keeps lying, and the media keeps letting her, technologist and geographer Linda Stevens wrote on X. There was no threat. It was all in Trump delusional mind, Nurse Ellen Hanley wrote on X. That's all the president does is make crap up, retired educator Ben Adler wrote on X. Imagine if Jen Psaki had said nonsense like this on behalf of Biden or Robert Gibbs had said this on behalf of Obama. Insane the kinda crap they get away with saying to the media. He had a feeling about launching an unprovoked and illegal war of aggression, Mehdi Hassan, editor-in-chief and CEO of ZDO, wrote on X. Trump is bombing Iran based on his feelings. Patriot Takes, an X account that self-describes as dedicated to researching and exposing right-wing extremism and other threats to democracy, wrote on the platform. Ha 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 ha, every time he speaks he lies. Vince Wilson, liberal political commentator, wrote on X.
Our analysis, The Art of Evasion and Deception. A closer look at the White House's latest fantasia. In a world where facts are more accessible than ever, the audaciousness of political figures in distorting reality never ceases to amaze. The recent debacle involving White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt and CBS correspondent Nancy Cordes is a textbook example of this phenomenon. The president is not making anything up, Leavitt declared, in response to Cordes' pointed inquiry into Trump's decision to launch military strikes alongside Israel on Iran. This bold claim flies in the face of the glaring absence of corroborating statements from any U.S. or Israeli leaders. It's this vacuum of supporting evidence that renders Leavitt's defense not just hollow, but a vivid illustration of the administration's commitment to crafting its own narrative, irrespective of the facts. Social media's reaction was swift and scathing. Technologist and geographer Linda Stevens accused Leavitt of lying, a sentiment echoed across the board by individuals ranging from healthcare professionals to retired educators. The consensus is clear. The administration is perceived as fabricating threats to justify its aggressive military actions. Perhaps most damning is the critique from Mehdi Hassan, editor-in-chief and CEO of ZDO. Hassan's comparison of the current administration's rhetoric to that of previous administrations underlines a startling deviation from normative political discourse. Imagine if Jen Psaki had said nonsense like this on behalf of Biden or Robert Gibbs had said this on behalf of Obama. Insane the kind of crap they get away with saying to the media. This observation highlights a fundamental shift towards a more brazen, unapologetic approach to manipulating public perception. The characterization of Trump's decision to bomb Iran as being based on feelings rather than concrete intelligence is particularly troubling. It not only undermines the gravity of military action, but also signals a departure from evidence-based governance. The implications for international law and order are profound, suggesting a willingness to engage in what many would label an unprovoked and illegal war of aggression. In the face of such audacity, the role of the press and the public in maintaining a critical discourse is more important than ever. The acceptance of government statements without scrutiny is a path to authoritarianism. This incident should serve as a clarion call to all who value democracy and the rule of law. The truth is not a plaything for those in power, and it is the duty of every citizen to hold their leaders accountable to facts, not fantasies. In sum, the White House's attempt to rewrite the narrative on the Iran conflict is not just a failure of diplomacy, but a stark reminder of the fragility of truth in the hands of those more committed to power than to principle. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article with the automated voices of Amy and Ryan. Thanks for listening.